if you look today, we have been successful in being entrepreneurs in many other sectors. Auto components, which was, I just told you earlier, we made the worst auto parts in the world. We now actually make the best. So we do more auto components export out of India than does China. And you've heard about clean tech and many other industries. One more checkpoint on entrepreneurship. You've all heard of the Indus Entrepreneurs, which is an organization devoted to entrepreneurship. Started by Indians in Silicon Valley. It's now become the largest organization in the world. What the government needs to do, and these are the proposals that are there with government, is to do what many countries do. They give financial incentives for business angels to invest in startups. Even in the US, up to $500,000 of investment, you get a tax break. Most countries do that. We still have to do it. In venture capital, our challenge is that most of the money that comes in is from overseas, and foreign capital does not like to take early stage risk. And as a result of that, you have funds that don't want to invest in startups. If I was investing my money, and I had to invest it in a startup, I'd be comfortable investing in one of you. I know who you are, I can make some reference checks, but if I was investing in Tanzania, I'd like to see a real business, I'd like to see some profit, some revenue, some infrastructure. So domestic capital is very important, and today we don't have domestic capital, and that's going into venture capital. And that's again a place where government needs to do legislations to encourage banks, pension funds, insurance companies to invest in venture capital, and then it can go to the early stage companies. You had a slide that Ritu put up in the beginning which said how low we ranked on various indices. There are some on which we rank even worse. In enforcement of contracts, we rank second last in the world. So doing business is not easy. It's hard to start a company. It's even harder to close a company. So in terms of what it takes as policy enablement measures, all of them are not in place. They do make it difficult. Is that changing? Yes. The government is understanding things about entrepreneurship, is listening to us. Dr. Ahluwalia at the Planning Commission created a committee which was to look at how do you create a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem in India. We came up with a lot of excellent suggestions, and you should go to the website of the Planning Commission. You'll probably see that report, or go to the website of NASSCOM, Indian Angel Network, TIE. You will see that report, has a lot of good suggestions. Slowly they will get implemented. Some of them are already taken cognizance of. So things will get better. But should you wait till they get better? But if you create a product or a service which has the right mix of functionality, usefulness, and price point, you have a huge market. So let me give you examples of that. Look at the mobile phone. When it came on board a little over a decade ago, it was, I think, 16 rupees or 40 cents for a minute, and it was 50,000 rupees to buy a phone. Now, as the Indian telecom carriers have started to get innovative about how they deal with this, see what has happened. Look at what's happened to the call rates, amongst the cheapest in the world. We have 800 million people on mobile. So these are not just you and me. These are everybody. It's been one of the most empowering devices for the less privileged. And the cost of the phones has come down to 2,000 rupees. Okay. Loads of areas exist of that kind. You've heard of the Arvind Eye Care system that does eye surgeries for a fraction of the price of what is in the UK. That one hospital does more surgeries than all of the National Health Service in the UK, and it has a better outcome. It's all a question of innovation. And the moment you do it, you have a huge market. So I would say, do it because you can change the quality of lives of a lot of people in the country, and while doing good, you will create a very successful enterprise. And if you can create a world-class product or service at an Indian price, then India is not the only market you have. You can go and disrupt markets globally. That's what we did in software. We disrupted the global market. So I would say to you that you should do what you have to do, and you should do it now. When everything is easy to do, everybody will do it.